Good. Thank you very much. At some point, we need to appreciate technology, where we can educate one another, where we can empower one another, where we can also, be able to compare certain things in life. I have decided to make this video just based on um, the reasons that I've just mentioned. The idea is for us to educate one another and also to empower one another. But this is my third video. I've done the previous two that are more focused on very controversial things as far as beliefs and religious is concerned. On the previous two, I spoke of Christianity, the role of Christianity, and how far us as an individual, and I like zooming more on us as an African, looking at Christianity, where it came from, and so forth. But today I decided to talk about a different subject, and that subject have to do with you as an individual, and I would love to focus more onto young people. If you can relate to the story that I'll be sharing, you may also be get something, because I think it's not only necessarily young people, but it's also anybody who is you are probably going through that tough time. You are probably experiencing this challenge and that challenge. The only to start with that I would love to tell you is that you are not alone. There are a couple of people who are experiencing the same hard moment or difficult situation that you are experiencing. The good thing is that now I'm telling you, it's not you alone. It's a lot of us that are experiencing that. Some of us have experienced them and we have overcome them. But one thing that I've learned in life is that you overcome this one, another one is coming up. Actually, those that have came before us, they said, you solve this, it opened that door, but when you get into that room where you open, there are other various factors, various challenges that you still have to face for you to carry on. Now, just to come back to the point that I want to make, like I was saying, a bit of myself as to what makes me think that I can share something with you. Couple of reasons, but to start with, it was in 2001 when I finished my secondary school. And then when I finished my secondary school, when you are finishing up, you are looking forward for the world outside there. At the secondary school where I attended my secondary school, it was not far from my place, but of course it was something about I think 21 kilometers or something. So yeah, the day that we finished exam that I wrote for my last subject, then you have to pick up your bag, and then go. I mean, like I said, not far away, but it's far. I mean, like I said, it's 21 kilometers. So after I wrote my subject, I finished around 12 o'clock there. So went to my room, pick up my bag, and then I didn't have transport money by then, so I had to walk those 21 kilometers. I reached the village the next morning then, or that night when I have arrived at the village. I mean, my grandmother welcomed me, and everybody welcomed me. I mean, it feels like, wow, you went somewhere, now you're coming back. Now, life is then starting, because when I have arrived then, I mean, the question is, fine, I'm waiting for the outcome, for the results, and then what? Fine. Waited for the result. Um, it didn't really come as a surprise. I know a lot of things happen in secondary schools that lead for poor performance, but like I said, life starts even there. You now have to think as to now I finished my grade 12. I know the situation with my parents. I don't have, there's no money to go to pay NAMCOL and this and that. So what now? So luckily one thing happened. One of my auntie then decided she's going to give me money for me to go and do the computer course. That was it. She stick to the promise, and then she gave me 1,000. I went into town. I didn't have a family member in town that I can go in, or that I know that I can go and stay there while I'm doing my computer course. The only thing I know is that I know where is town, which is Shakati. I also didn't know where to get that course, so I started listening to the radio, and then by the time the 1,000 came, I already know where to go. Fine, I went into town. I registered with that 1,000, but then on a monthly basis, the course was 210 or 2 something. I can't remember very well. That was 2002 then. Fine. Remember I said I only have 1,000 that I was given. On that 1,000, that's why I'm saying life started there now. On that 1,000, I have to pay my school, that is computer course, introduction to computer, and I also have to feed myself, because there were 2 things. It's either I have to work then from home, or to find an accommodation there, of which I have to pay. Now that was 2 decisions that I had to make. So I decided, what? Okay. On the day that I went to register for that course, I met a classmate, not a classmate, but a schoolmate, who said, who then was from Oshakati, because with him he have a mother who or an auntie who have been in Oshakati. So when we met, then we speak. We speak, and then I'm like, cool, man. Yeah, what are you doing? No, me, I'm just here to do it. No, me, I'm from here. I'm like, oh, okay. Look, this is my situation. His name was Franz. I wish to meet him, because I think that's where my life started. His name is Franz. Yeah. So then Franz said, no, me, I have this place. We went, and then he showed me. So I look at the place, and then I'm like, oh, okay, it's fine. So it said, no, you will not pay anything as long as you pay something when we have this trial. I mean, I know we all finished. So let's push. So fine. I was accommodated, and then I have to go now home and then get my clothes, my everything at the village. So I went and get. So I stayed in that in the place that he gave me, together, and then it was a good experience, because I mean, for me, I only used to go to town. I never slept in town. I'll be very honest. So we went down, and then going to school, computer course. It was supposed to be for 6 months. But I can tell you it only lasted for a month and a couple of days. Ask me why. That's why I'm telling you. That's where the struggle starts, and that's where the journey of struggle, the journey of learning new things. That's where it started. So again. What I want to say now, because this is the introduction. This is the introduction part of it. I'll start now telling you more as to how the journey, start progressing, how the journey went, how was the journey, and then what are the fruits from that journey, if they are there. But I can assure you, with that struggle of after school, I can assure you, for me, there have been some, there have been, there are fruits that I can show to you, that I can tell you, but then comes back to the reason why I'm doing this video, because the idea is to learn from one another, the idea is to empower one another, and the idea is for us to move on. Don't feel lonely on whatever you are going through, but remember, that could probably be the beginning of your life. So take it easy, be focused. But one thing that I will tell you for sure and for free is that the decision you make, every decision that you make count. Because if you make if I can use the word, if you make a very poor decision, then expect for poor outcome. If you make a stupid decision, then expect stupid outcome. But if you make wise decision, then expect wise outcome. So for today, let me end up here, but expect the next video that I will tell you more about the journey. It will be in a couple of parts, but enjoy this introduction. If I didn't say it from the beginning, but my name is Tio. My surname is Joseph, and I'm here to share the space with you, for us to learn, to teach one another, and to empower one another as far as the adventure of life is concerned. I thank you very much. Thank you very much, and enjoy the part one of introduction and about the journey to fruitful outcome. So thank you, have fun.